these AI models? I don't know how to use these AI models because they are not available on ChatGPT, Gemini, or anywhere else. Well, that question I will answer for you guys tomorrow, because slightly advanced, once you finish today's day, tomorrow again I'm going to come back to teach you again. Okay, on tomorrow's day one session. When I come back tomorrow, I'm going to show you how you can use any of these AI models to get the best output of them. Right? And guess what? You can use most of these AI models for almost for free. Yes. And in fact, a few of the AI models, you can run them on your computer as well. But that is something that I will talk about tomorrow, so that you get a sense of it today. You'll learn the foundations because this is slightly advanced, right? You need to learn a few more things to get to the end, right? But guys, here's the thing. As you spend more time in this madness of 16 hours of learning, you'll only go deeper and deeper, right? But I wanted to quickly talk about the fact that something like this do exist, right? And it's insane. With that being said, right? With that being said, there are a bunch of AI models on top of that that you can use today. Okay, there are a bunch of tools that you can use today, bunch of AI models that you can use today. In fact, there is an AI tool which is so powerful that you can literally compare multiple AI models at once. And guess what? For free as well. I will share the name of this tool very, very soon, right? But before that, let me show you how powerful this tool is. By the way, this is a completely free tool. And you know what? It allows you to compare different AI models parallelly. For example, the name of the tool I will share very, very quickly. The reason why I'm not sharing the name of the tool right away is because I don't want those tools to go down. We have literally tens of thousands of people on this call. The moment I share the name of the tool, I know most of you people will jump onto that tool. As you jump onto that tool, the tool will crash. And I cannot show you the demo. As a result, first I will show you the demo, then my team will share the link of the tool in the chat right away. Okay. So this is a tool, incredibly powerful tool, which is used for you to be able to play with multiple AI models at once. Okay. For example, we are right here. Let's say I send a prompt here and we send the same prompt, which is the email writing prompt. You're an experienced email copywriter who are written for brands like Ogilvy, da, 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 da. I wrote the whole prompt here. Now, as a second option, I can choose the models. I can select choose and look at this. The bunch of AI models, including some new models. Look at this, Kimi K2 Turbo. All right, I want to add one more model. Let's say I want to add a model by Quen. Let's say I want to add one more model. I want to add a model by, let's say, 2.5 Pro. I want to add one more model. Let's say this time by OpenAI. Let's say I want to add GPT-5 Mini Low. I'll add one more model. In fact, I've added 4 models right now. Now that I've added 4 different models, I can simply click on the send button. And you know what it will do? It will send the same prompt parallelly to 4 different AI models, and it will start giving you an output. Look at that, guys. If you think this is crazy, drop a heart emoji. Look at this. First, we got an output for Quen. Second, we got an output from Kimi K2. Now, as we wait, right, you will see all of a sudden 2.5 Pro has started to give the answer as well, and GPT-5 Mini Low has started to give us the answer as well. So all of a sudden, we are playing with 4 different AI models at once and can simply select which AI model is better for us, right? And basically give out the output based on this. So whichever model, let's say you play with all, you read all the 4 answers, and let's say you prefer this answer, right? You can just say, I prefer this one, right? It was on target, it was fast, you can send them feedback, and that is what they want you to do. In fact, you can ask a follow-up as well. I can say, can you give me the alternative subject line? And I can click on the send message, and follow-up message also will happen with 4 different models at once. How crazy is this? You're literally getting 4 different AI models, and you selected all the 4 AI models to work for you parallelly. And folks, the name of the tool is called as Yup AI. By the way, we will share links of all these tools with you guys, so you don't have to worry, right? The team must have shared the link in the chat. The name of the tool is called as yup.ai, and you can literally use the tool for free. But I will strongly recommend for you guys not to jump onto the tool and continue to do the learning, because I don't want you guys to miss out on this. And by the way, we will share links to all the tools with you. Don't worry about it. All the tool links will be shared with you guys towards the end of today. So you don't have to break your head with respect to which tool to use where, taking notes of it and everything around it, because we will share all the links of the tools towards the end as well. Perfect. Awesome. Awesome. Guys, going well? You're having fun? Are you guys having fun? Yes. We are just getting started. Don't worry about it. We are just getting started. Brilliant. All right, let's move on. Again, the chats are set to hosts and co-hosts only. So only I can see the chats when you send the chats. When I open the chat, that is. Okay. Now that we have explored which model to use where, what is the platform where you can play with all the AI models, and of course, right, I've also shown you Yup, which is this incredibly powerful tool where you can compare smartest of the AI models for free. In fact, there are a few tools which are also paid like this. In fact, one of the tools was released by one of the creators in India, but here it is. I've given you a free way to do the same thing for free as well. Right? With that being said, let's slightly move on and get into even more crazy stuff. You see, when we look at AI assistants, right, the most commonly used AI assistants are these, right? ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Meta AI, Copilot, and Grok. And today, you have learned a way around on how to play with multiple AI models with something called as Open Router, right? And not just that, I also taught you a tool where you can compare multiple AI models at once. But with all this being said, there is something more important that I want you, all of you guys, to learn. That is, there is a kind of AI model which is super powerful, which is the future of AI. And I'm sure a lot of you people must have used it without even knowing what it is. And that is called as reasoning models. How many of you guys know what reasoning models is? Put a thumbs up. You know what a reasoning model is. Incredible. Very good job. I love the fact that there are a lot of people who are smart enough to know what reasoning model is. This is great. Okay. Now, reasoning models are incredible because these AI models mimics something called as chain of thought, right? What does that mean? When we humans are given a task, let's say we are given a task by our manager or boss or by our parents to do something, we don't just execute the task. We think how to solve for it, and then we do it. We cognitively, subconsciously think. And AIs right now can just think like a human being. And they are called as reasoning models. Now, there are a bunch of reasoning models out there. OpenAI has something called as GPT-5 right now. Before that, they had O3 Mini, O3 High, and whatnot, O4 Mini and O4 High as well. Google has 2.5 Thinking. But the company that started this trend of reasoning models is called as DeepSeek. Okay. What DeepSeek did is that they actually introduced the world the power of reasoning models. And where does reasoning comes in? When you want to write an email, it doesn't need to think. But when you have given a task which needs thinking, this is where reasoning models comes into the effect and the outputs fundamentally changes. Right now, we are on DeepSeek, which is a completely free tool. Again, we will be sharing links of all these tools with you towards the end, so you don't have to worry. Right? On DeepSeek, let's say I want to write a prompt like this. Very, very interesting. I want you guys to read the prompt here. Okay. Okay. I have 10,000 rupees to invest along with a laptop and internet access for 30 days. So what am I saying? I have 10,000 rupees to invest. I have a laptop and I have internet access for 30 days. I want to start a home-based business that operates entirely online without requiring me to step outside. So I'm basically saying I want to start a business which needs to work completely online, and I should not need to, I don't need to step outside my home. Please provide 3 business ideas, each with a detailed plan on how to grow my investment from 10,000 rupees to 1 lakh in 30 days. So I'm literally telling AI, I have 10,000 rupees to invest. I want it to become 1 lakh in 30 days, and the business has to be online, and I should not step out of my house. And I don't stop there. I literally mentioned the business should not be service based. And since I have no coding skills, it must be achievable without writing code or using no code tools. So I'm also telling I don't know how to write code. Still help me to make 10K to 1 lakh. Additionally, the plan should not rely on running ads as I have no experience in ad management. So I have given a very complicated task where I told AI I have 10,000 rupees, I have access to laptop, right? I have internet access. I want to start home-based business. I want to make 10,000 rupees to 1 lakh. I don't have coding experience and I also don't know how to run ads. The moment I send it, look at this. Something called as thinking has got started. Okay. And AI thought for 12 seconds. Here is what it thought. This is challenging, but an interesting request. This is AI talking to itself, guys. By the way, this is the chain of thought. AI is literally talking to itself, saying that this is interesting but challenging. The user wants to triple their investment in 30 days with strict constraints. It pulled the constraints. First, I need to focus on high margin, fast turnaround opportunities that leverage existing platforms without requiring ad effort and spend. First, it thought for 12 seconds, and here comes the plan. Idea number one, the niche print on demand store. It's saying this is the idea that it came up with, and it's breaking down step by step on what needs to be done, right? This is idea number one. Idea number two is digital information products, short guides and ebooks. Guys, look how niche ideas it's coming up with. And it's not only coming up with ideas, but it's also giving you 30-day plan on how to execute it and how to break down your investment. How insane is this? It's also talking about how to drive marketing and sales, which will cost you 7,000 rupees out of your 10,000 rupees. Insane, absolutely insane. And let's see, the third idea is niche affiliate marketing site. It is basically asking you to build a site to promote Amazon and Flipkart products, right? And these are the three ideas that it came up with. By the way, like I told you, reasoning models are not contained just to DeepSeek. Though DeepSeek, this Chinese AI model, started all of this, but ChatGPT also has something called as something like this, right? For that, I just have to toggle this thinking mode, right? And I share the same question. And ChatGPT can also think and answer. And same goes with while ChatGPT is thinking, Gemini has something called as 2.5 Pro. Again, completely free to use. If I select this and ask the same question, Gemini can also think and answer. In the same way, now you know DeepSeek, ChatGPT, and Gemini. There is something called as Grok as well. Grok is what? Grok is essentially by Elon Musk, right? It's a powerful AI tool as well. And if you select the expert mode with the free account of Grok, I can simply ask the same question. And you know what? It can do the task as well by thinking and searching and doing everything around it. Look at this. Grok came up with this. And Gemini thought for a while and came up with these ideas as well. Niche product arbitrage on social commerce. That was the first idea. My goodness. Curated thematic gift boxes. How crazy these ideas are. I can't even think of ideas like this. And that's the whole part, right? Curated thematic gift boxes, it seems. And the final idea that Gemini came up with is premium digital products, guide and toolkit. Again, something same that DeepSeek came up with as well. Let's see what ChatGPT came up with. ChatGPT is still thinking. It has still not come up with the answer. It is still thinking. Okay, let it think. Let's see what Grok came up with. Grok was very, very quick and it came up with drop shipping niche products. Okay. Print on demand custom merchandise as an idea, reselling digital products. This is what Grok came up with. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. And Gemini, I mean, ChatGPT is still thinking. Okay. Guys, here's something that you need to know. If an AI is thinking longer, look at this, it thought for 1 minute 50 seconds. That is absolutely insane. It came up with ideas, it gauged those ideas, thought more about it, read a bunch of things on the internet, and finally came up with these ideas. Creator template super pack, it seems. Okay, whatever this is, it is written here, you can play with them. I will share all these prompts with you guys, don't worry. India Festival Creative Pack for D2C sellers. That is quite specific. Navratri runs from September 22nd to October 1st and Dashera right after. Perfect timing to sell festival creative packs. How cool is that? And business in a box bundle rebranded for India. Again, a rebundling product is what an idea that ChatGPT came up with. But here's what I'm trying to tell you guys here. The real power of what I'm trying to tell you guys here is the moment you use reasoning models in tasks where even you have to think a lot, the kind of outputs that you will get are going to be extremely, extremely powerful. And those are the kind of things that you need to know as someone who's playing with AI. Okay, I hope you guys got the power of reasoning models right now, and we have played with one as well. I hope you guys are clear with this. Yes, drop a thumbs up if you guys are clear with reasoning models and where to use it. Wherever you want AI to think for you a little, you can use a reasoning model and you'll get much superior outputs. Now that we have played with bunch of prompting techniques, we have played with a lot of AI models. We have literally played with Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude, DeepSeek, Grok already. We have written a basic prompt. We have written using a prompt using magic prompt formula. We have written a prompt for cold email where AI researched for us and gave us an output. We explored Open Router, which has 500 different AI models. We also explored yup.com, which automatically compares multiple AI models at once. And then we finally explored reasoning models as well. We have played with all these AI models already. But you know what? Smartest people in AI don't just use the right AI models, they know how AI actually works in the backend. Do you guys agree that smart people need to know how AI works in the backend for you to be able to get the most of the output? And that is what I wanted to quickly teach you guys right now. Because I don't want you people to become someone who know how to use AI tools. I want all of you guys to become someone who solves problems with AI. And for that to happen, you need to know how things work in the backend. So let me, in very simple language, explain you what happens when you give a task to AI. Let's say you go to ChatGPT. Okay. You go to ChatGPT and you ask a question like, what explain me LLMs like I am 5 year old. If I ask a question like this to ChatGPT or any AI tool for the matter, what is happening when we send this question? How is AI able to get this answer, which is so good? How? That is what we need to learn. And that is what I will be teaching you guys right now. Okay. And that is basically the process of how AI works in the backend. So let's decipher the magic. The first step, guys, when we send a prompt like this, explain me LLMs like I'm 5 year old, the first step that AI does in the backend that you can't see today is something called as tokenization. This is step number one. It does something called as tokenization. What it does is when you enter this large text, right? Explain large language models like models to me like I'm a 5 year old. It breaks down the whole text into smaller bits called as tokens. You have to understand one thing. AI doesn't understand English. It only understands zeros and ones, basically numbers and ranges of numbers. It doesn't understand English. So for it to understand what you're saying, it breaks down the whole text into something called as tokens. For example, in this case, you can see different color coding that has happened. Explain is different color coded, large is different color coded, language is differently color coded, models is differently color coded. What is happening here? It broke down our whole prompt into smaller chunks called as tokens. Once it has converted them into tokens, what is the next step it does is it translates it into a language that it understands, and it is called as embeddings. Like I told you, AI doesn't understand English. It understands numbers. As a result, it converts each of the token, in our case, a word, explain, large, these are all words, right? Into range of numbers like this so that it can understand what you mean by explain. Like I said, it doesn't understand English. It understands these numbers. And that is what it is doing. You can see explain is this number. Large is this number. right? It is translating all of this into this numerical values that is called as embeddings. First, it broke it down to smaller tokens, smaller chunks of text. Then it converted each of this text into something called as embeddings, which is translating them into numbers so that it can understand what you've said. Once it is done with embeddings, what it does next is called as self-attention or attention mechanism. Instead of looking at the whole text that you have sent, it only focuses on things that are important and it doesn't listen to anything else that is not important. In this case, explain large language, it doesn't look at explain anymore. It just needs to learn, it just needs to understand large language models and like I'm 5 year old, because these are the important parts of the whole prompt that you send. So it focuses on just these two things and it understands what you're saying. It understands your question by focusing on the right parts of the prompt. And once it does this, and this is called a self-attention mechanism or attention mechanism, once it does this, what it does next is magic. It basically predicts one word at a time. Now, it is very simple for you guys to understand how this actually works. Let's say I've given you this line of text. Imagine you have a super smart robo friend who has read every dash. What would you answer, guys? I told you that you have a super smart robo friend who has read every book. Okay. What else? What else apart from book? Article. Perfect. What else? Word. Perfect. Code. Website. Encyclopedia. Slides. News. Magazine. Emotions. Social media. Every poem. Every game. I love those answers that you're coming. Folks, if you're wondering why can't you see anybody else's answer, that is because the chat is set to hosts and co-hosts only. So only I can see your answers. But I'm loving your answer. Somebody is saying dictionaries, somebody is saying podcast, some Meghna says research papers, Umel says PhD theses, right? Every balance sheet of the company says Suresh Karve, right? Har Hardeep says Ruchita says Wikipedia, right? Everybody has, Bhanu Prakash says every human, right? Everybody has different ways of filling this. That is where AI excels. You see, when we give a when we give a task, like imagine you have a super smart robo friend who has read every dash. It could be book, it could be article, it could be blog, it could be PhD thesis, it could be research paper, it could be code. But AI's job, a good AI, can predict what is the right word to come next based on the context it has. In this case, it could be book. So it literally predicts the next word every single time. And once it predicts the whole sentence, it puts everything together to give you the response. And this is how, when you give the input, explain me like I'm 5 year old, LLMs like I'm 5 year old, it breaks it down into tokens. It converts them into something called as embeddings, which is numerical numbers. Once it has done this, once it has converted them into numbers, it does something called as transform mechanism, which is attention mechanism, where it focuses on the right word. And then once it understood the task, it predicts the next word, one word at a time, and puts the whole response together and gives you the output. This is how AI actually works in the backend. Guys, feel free to take a screenshot of this. If you could not get the whole sense of it, feel free to take a screenshot of this and read about it later. But I hope this is clear. I hope you understood this. I thought it is important for you guys to know because everybody can use AI, but knowing how it works in the backend differentiates you from everybody else. And I want all of you guys to be differentiated from everybody else. Yes? Awesome. Perfect. Now, let us move on. I hope now that you know how generative AI works in the backend, you are feeling special about yourself and everything around it. Now, let's move on to something even more cooler. And that is, we are going to build our own AI toolkit. What do I mean by that? You see, we have played with a bunch of AI assistants right now and AI agents right now. But you know what? For you guys to accomplish specific tasks at your work, there are a lot of specialized AI tools that you need to use. And I want you guys to know about the best AI tools out there beyond of ChatGPT, beyond of Gemini, beyond of Grok, beyond of Claude, so that you can work 10x better than everybody else. And that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a use case. And with the use case, I'm going to give you the right AI tool so that you can use that use case using the right AI tool so that you can get the most out of AI. And in this process, we will end up exploring 12 plus crazy AI tools beyond of ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, and everything around it, so that you can save a lot of hours doing a lot of things. You guys excited about this? Drop a boom in the chat if you guys are excited about this, where you can learn 12 plus AI tools beyond of all of this. And I'm going to share links to all the tools with you. You don't have to worry about it at all. Right? With that being said, before we get there, and before I share about 12 plus crazy AI tools, before we start exploring these AI tools, I wanted to share something even more important. I told you, I'm going to tell you something that's going to be life changing for you guys. A lot of people will thank yourself for being here. And that is, the world is literally transforming because of AI. So I want to show you and tell you things that you need to know, which will help you to stay ahead, which is well beyond using AI tools and agents. It's a way of living. So that is what I'm going to quickly talk about. Then we'll quickly jump to these 12 different AI tools. All right. Now, what is that? For that, let's zoom out first. Before all these AI tools, AI agents, everything, right? Let's zoom out and actually see how AI is actually transforming our work or transforming the way we work to start with, because this is very important context for all of you guys to know. And that is, I see two kinds of people here, right? We ran a poll. I got a sense of what kind of people do we have here. I see majorly two kinds of people. The one are basically people who are, I can see the poll as well that is running, who are either entrepreneurs or are working professionals. And of course, there are few people who are students as well, right? The people all over the place who are right here. There are two kinds of people. And of course, right, there are a few smart cookies there as well. And those smart cookies are hustlers. Drop a heart if you guys are a hustler. React with a heart. Hustler is someone who is working with a full-time job and also doing a side hustle. Look at that. I love that. So there are people who are hustlers as well. So I wanted to give context to everyone on how the world is heading in the world of AI, right? To start with, let's talk about working professionals first. I see about 50% of people are working professionals today on the session. Guys, I know it is absolutely scary time right now. People are losing jobs left, right, and center. AI is leading to a lot of layoffs. A lot of whistleblowers are coming and saying that 90% of the jobs will cease to exist. Trump will come and say that I will ban all the IT exports and millions of jobs could vanish because of that. It is scary times to be a working professional at this point of time, and I truly understand. But you know what? All of us, for all the time, have been told one thing. If you are a working professional, you should become a specialist. What does that mean? Let's say you are in marketing. You should become a marketer, then become a digital marketer, then become a performance marketer, then become a marketing lead, then become a head of marketing, then become a CMO, and then become whatever, right? Or if you're a software engineer, first you should start as an associate software engineer, then you become a SD1, SD2, SD3, lead engineer, architect, engineering manager, CTO, and whatnot. Same goes with finance. Everybody has told you one thing. Pick up one skill set, go very deep into this, and that is something called a specialist. Become a specialist at what you do. This is what all of us have been told all the time, right? But you know what? There's a fundamental problem with this. And that is, this specialist thing has changed right now. This is no more true. Because with AI coming into the picture, specialists will lose to exist or will cease to exist. The reason is, over the next 2-3 years, almost all specialist jobs will be taken up by AI, because AI is very good, very, very good, and it's only getting better over the course of time. And because of that, AI will take 4 out of these 5 jobs. And most of the jobs that AI will eat up will be of specialists. And we have seen this, right? Intel firing, Microsoft firing, Google firing, TCS firing, Cognizant firing, Oracle firing, Salesforce firing. Every company is firing tens of thousands of employees. And all of that is happening because of AI, and all of them held something called as a specialist skills. In fact, Microsoft recently put out a research article about jobs where it stated 40 jobs which AI will eat up. And you know what? All of them revolved around using a computer, like software engineering, marketer, copywriting, data scientist, data analyst, and all those financial skill set, chartered accountant, and all those skill sets are the ones that AI is going to eat up. And it also reported 40 jobs that AI will not eat. And you know what those jobs are? Those jobs are like become a nurse, become a plumber. That is how the world is veering out towards. So, as a working professional, it is crazy time for all of us because 80% of the work will be taken up by AI agents. What are AI agents? Well, AI agents are basically AIs which can execute tasks end to end. What these AI agents can do is it can work just like a human being, use all the tools that we're using on an everyday level, but can work at superhuman speeds and can work 24/7 almost for free. When an AI can do 90% of what we are doing for free at superhuman speeds for 24/7, obviously millions of jobs will cease to exist. But when this happens, while most of the people are going to sit duck saying, what am I going to do? Few smart ones will focus on the new jobs that are going to come up. What are these new jobs? How are they going to look like? Well, the new job, according to me, I've been saying this for a couple of years right now. Right now, largest of the people like Vinod Khosla, Sam Altman, all these people are coming and saying to do one thing for everyone. And that is become something called as AI generalist, not a specialist, AI generalist. Now, what the hell is AI generalist? Guys, I know this is very, very important, and that is why I've placed it right here. I want you guys to focus because I believe if you listen to this 10 minutes, this will really help you. It could save your career as well. Okay. All of you guys have to level up to something called as AI generalist. Now, what does AI generalist actually mean? What do these AI generalists actually do? You see, most of us are hired in a job to solve problems. Why do we get paid? To solve problems. Software engineers get paid to build products to solve problems. Financial person get hired and get paid because they want the founders or the entrepreneurs want the finance problems to be solved by finance people. Same goes with marketers. Same goes with designers. Same goes with product people. Same goes with accountants. Same goes with everyone. Everyone is hired to solve problems in their companies. An AI generalist is someone who can solve problems, but you know what? They solve problems using AI. Because they can solve problems with AI, they are not confined to finance, software, marketing, design. They can literally solve any problem out there because they use something called as the super smart AI to do their job. And as an AI generalist, you become that person who can use all these AI tools, all these AI agents. In fact, you can build your own AI agents to be able to execute tasks of 10 different people all by yourself. And that is what an AI generalist is. An AI generalist is someone who can solve problems using AI. And trust me when I say this, this is the future of jobs. 9 out of 10 jobs will cease to exist. The one job that will continue to be here around is going to be of a generalist who can solve problems using AI, who can do the job of 10 people all by themselves. And all of you guys, over these 2 days, we are getting all of you guys to become or get started with the journey of becoming an AI generalist. What does an AI generalist do? Like I said, they're full stack problem solvers who have deep understanding of all the AI models out there. Why the hell did I show you Open Router? I could have just shown ChatGPT and moved on. Why am I showing you all these AI tools like Claude, Grok, DeepSeek, Gemini? Because I want you guys to get surface. Why did I show you Open Router with 500 models? Why did I show you Yup AI? Because I think it is very, very important for you to become a generalist. And for you to become a generalist, you need to know which AI model to use where and understand which model to use where and how. And once you do that, you have the ability to solve complex problems using AI. And that is what we teach you over the course of these 2 days, any which ways. You see, a core specialist today looks something like this. They are very good with one skill set. But for example, in this case, there's a core specialist of a software engineer, right? A software engineer specialist is very good with tech, but product design, marketing, business management, data, not so much, little bit. But a good generalist, of course, an AI generalist will be good with everything. And the reason why they're good with everything is because they use AI to execute their tasks. That is why they're good with everything. Now, you'd be like, Vaibhav, what does it mean for me? Because you could be someone who's a student, or you could also be someone who has 5 years of experience, or you could also be someone who has 10 to 20 years of experience. Is becoming an AI generalist the right track for me? Is a question that all of you people will have, and I know this. So let me address that first, very quickly. If you are someone with 10 to 20 years of experience, let me make it very clear. It is going to be really tough for you people because you guys are expensive and you come with a lot of baggage. Even I'm someone with 10 plus years of experience, and I'm telling this out loud because someone has to tell the reality. And this is the reality. And this is new age. There is a great reset that AI is doing. And you know what? Someone with experience is still very, very valuable because they have business context. But you know what? Companies don't need so many senior people anymore. They need very few. And the few people who continue to exist, senior management people, you guys are people who get paid 30, 40, 50, 1 crore as salaries or even more. You guys are very expensive because of the experience that you have. But that experience is slowly turning out very irrelevant because of AI. So your jobs will continue to exist at a very small scale. So I want all the people with 10 to 20 plus years of experience to optimize for the skill set of becoming an AI strategist. Now, what does an AI strategist do? Because you have context of business and you also are an AI generalist yourself. Yes, you have to be. You can design AI strategy for your company. And you know what? Lot of AI generalists will report directly to you. Now you'll be like, Vaibhav, why do I have to become an AI generalist? I could just not learn because I have the experience and have the degrees and certificates. Well, all of that is not useful because you cannot have people reporting to you who are AI generalists if you're not a generalist yourself. If you cannot guide them with problems and solutions, how can you become a better manager or a leader? A leader has to lead the path. As a result, you have to be an AI generalist, pick up the skill set of AI generalist, and also have the execution appetite to build strategy using AI. And then a lot of AI generalists will report into you. So you'll manage a team of AI generalists. That is what people with 10 to 20 years of experience will continue to do. And it is going to be the toughest for this set of people out there because it's going to be very, very hard. Meta, like Mark Zuckerberg, has come and said that out. Look at all the layoffs across the board. Most of the layoffs have happened for people with more than 5 years of experience, right? And of course, right, 10 to 20 years of experience is the most affected area as well. Now, people with 3 to 9 years of experience, what should you do? Well, all of you guys, if you are someone falling into the bucket of 3 to 9 years of experience, you should become a AI generalist yourself because you on ground will be solving problems using AI. And how would you do that? By using the right AI tools, by using the right AI models, by learning how to manage AI agents, and also learning how to build AI agents. And I'm going to talk about all of this. We're going to talk about all of this over the course of 2 days. But it is very, very important for all of you guys, for people with 3 to 9 years of experience, to level up as AI generalists because you guys will be doing the job hands on ground. And finally, someone with 1 to 3 years of experience. Well, you guys are just out of college, not very expensive. But if you guys level up to become an AI generalist, right, you will have an absolute unfair advantage. Today in my company, we have almost 180 people. I only hire people with 1 to 2 years of experience or freshers sometimes, people who are very savvy with AI. It becomes very easy to get hired because companies are looking for people like you. So guys, the world is standing at a point of time where there is great equalization happening. where everybody has to become an AI generalist or a problem solver using AI. Everybody has a different word for it, right? ChatGPT recently built a job board, or they just announced that they're going to build an AI job board for people who are AI trained. So companies can hire from that job board. How crazy is that? I've been talking about this for 2 years right now. And right now, all these companies are building that direction as well, because that is what is going to happen. And I want you guys to be the first set of people to be hired via that. For that, you have to become an AI generalist. Guys, this is not me making stuff up. This is how companies operated till today. You see, if you see the dark ones, which are filled with black, these are generalists, and the lighter ones are specialists. This is how teams look like today. This is how future of teams gonna look like. You see, most of them are generalists in the team, and a lot of AI agents. 80% of the team is AI agents. And if you're thinking, I made up this design, I'm not that smart. This is a screenshot from a report called as Future of Work by World Economic Forum. World Economic Forum positioned this report, and they predicted that this is the future of teams. Most of the people are going to be generalists, and you can see the dark ones, very few specialists. And you know what? Most of the people will be having AI agents reporting to them and not humans. Working professionals out there or students out there who want to win in the workspace, here is the conclusion. 9 out of 8 to 9 out of 10 jobs will go away. We can't control that. Okay. I want all of you guys to be part of the bucket where you win. For that, all of you guys have to become AI generalists. Was this helpful? Was this context helpful? Did this give you some clarity? Working professionals out there. Awesome. Awesome. Perfect. Now, let's move on to the second big opportunity. I don't just want to talk about jobs. All the working professionals out there, there's a massive opportunity that is unlocking. And that is in the field of consulting or freelancing. And it is incredibly powerful. Let me explain you what I mean by that. And you know what? Smartest people have already started to leverage this right away. You see, you know what? There are very few people in the world today who understand business and also understand AI. There are very few people who fall into this cross section of the Venn diagram. And those guys, of course, they're AI journalists with a lot of good business context, have an unfair advantage. You know what? You see, there are hundreds of thousands of lakhs of companies all over the world who want to get AI transformation done inside their companies. But you know what? They just cannot hire enough people because there are not enough AI journalists out there, because people still think AI is ChatGPT, right? Which is not the case. So if you are an AI generalist, instead of working for one company, you all of a sudden have an opportunity to work for 5 different companies as a consultant. Instead of doing a full-time job in one company, you can work in 5 different companies as a consultant or a freelancer and make 5 times the money. And this has started to happen already, because at this point of time, the next 2 years is something called as an arbitrage window, where you have this very, very cool opportunity to unlock the potential of consulting and freelancing. That is what is basically happening at this point of time, right? So I want, if you're a working professional, think about this opportunity as well. It's a massive opportunity to make a lot of wealth at a very short period of time if you're able to tap into this. But for this, you have to be an AI generalist. Now, moving on, right? All the entrepreneurs out there, I know that 50% of the people are entrepreneurs or hustlers. I already showed you how the futures of team is going to look like. You have a founder who obviously is a generalist. Founder has to do everything out there in the world. They cannot nitpick or choose. And a bunch of working professionals under them, majority of them are going to be generalists. And there are going to be a lot of AI agents in the team. If you are a founder, if you're not a generalist yourself, how are you going to lead the team? It's not going to happen. And that is where the real magic happens. Because today, it already is the case that you can hire AI agents instead of humans, and it's already there. And you can see this billboards in San Francisco and places like that, where it says the era of AI employees is here. Artisan is the name of company which sells AI employees for $30 a month. 4 out of 5 employees are going to be AI agents. So as an entrepreneur, you have to leverage it. You have to build very, very fast companies. And you know what? There's never been a better time to build a company before this. Because of AI, you can build a company fast. You can go from idea to launch really fast, launch to first $1 million very, very fast, first million to a unicorn really, really fast as well. So essentially, you can scale your business infinitely without actually scaling your costs. And it doesn't matter what kind of company you're running. You could be a freelancer, you could be an early stage company, mid stage company, or a late stage company with thousands of employees. Or it doesn't even matter if you're running a product based, service based software or a traditional business. It doesn't matter what kind of company you're running. AI can fuel your business like nothing else did before. And on top of that, for all the working professionals also who have this ambition of starting something, there is going to be a rise of something called as a single person unicorn, a single person $1 billion company. In fact, let me play this video of Sam Altman and the founder of Reddit instead of me saying this.
Smaller teams, thanks to these tools and these technologies, you can be able to do so much more. Is that a trend you're seeing from the startups growing around y'all in Cerebral Valley?
We're going to see 10-person billion-dollar companies pretty soon, like billion-dollar valuations. And a thing that in my little group chat with my tech CEO friends, there's this betting pool for the first year that there's a one-person billion-dollar company, which would have been unimaginable without AI, and now will happen.
I'm so happy you said that because I literally just wrote that out in a letter to my LPs for an AGM. This is a radical idea, and it gets even more exciting when you remember none of us
Guys,
ever.
you just heard that, right? I'm sorry,
highly
the screen
performant,
kind of took over,
smaller
but you
team.
just heard that. You just heard that. I'm sorry if the screen just got filled up by something else, but you just heard it from what Sam Altman just said. That is the opportunity that we are sitting on. So it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you do. To win in the AI first world, all of us have to gear up to become something called as AI generalists. Entrepreneurs, working professionals, or hustlers who are doing both of them. So what do you need to learn in order to become an AI generalist? Do you guys want to get a roadmap to become an AI generalist very quickly? Drop a boom in the chat. If you guys want to get a roadmap to become an AI generalist, drop a boom in the chat. Okay, let's go with the roadmap very, very quickly before we move on to the AI tools right now. Okay, guys, here's the thing. There's a roadmap to become an AI generalist, and these are the kind of things that you need to learn. The level 1 of becoming an AI generalist is the foundations, where you learn what generative AI is, how to use AI the right way, master prompting, build your personal AI toolkit, and find out which AI tool to use for what in the right way. That is directionally what we are teaching you in this session today. We taught you how to use AI, what are the prompting techniques out there so that you can learn around it. And now I'm going to share a very cool AI toolkit with you as well. By the way, this is the foundation. This is the baseline of becoming an AI generalist. This is not the whole roadmap. Okay. I want to give you directionally step by step. Level 2 of this is essentially something called as a workflow architect, where you go beyond of simple prompts, where you build advanced prompting systems, connect multiple AI workflows using frameworks, something called as Model Context Protocols or MCP, which I'm going to talk about tomorrow in the first session. This is where you truly master text and AI and start automating things at once on level 2, where you become a workflow architect. On level 1 and level 2, you focus a lot on text. Level 3 is all about the creator's playground, because the problems that you solve is not just with text. The problems that you solve is also with audio, videos, and images and everything around it. And that is also very important for you to become an AI generalist. And that is what you need to learn on level 3, which we also are going to touch base today on how to build, how to use images, videos, and audio, everything on the next session, so that you are full stack. As a problem solver, it's not just about images, it's not just about text. The problems could come in any form or fashion. That is level 3. Level 4 is all about building AI agents. How can you convert a problem and bring a solution by actually building an AI agent, because an AI generalist actually doesn't solve only problems, but actually builds AI agents and manages them as well. That is level 4, the agent builder, which we're going to touch base tomorrow. And finally, level 5 is the vibe coder, where now that you have full understanding of the full spectrum, you can go off actually building out full scale products, solving specific problems without writing a single line of code. Again, something that we're going to touch base today on. It's called the vibe coder, and that is level 5. When you go from level 1 to level 2 to level 3 to level 4 to level 5, that is when on the end of this day, you actually become an AI generalist. Does this give you a good picture? And most of the people who are not attending this session still think AI is ChatGPT. And the best part, guys, to become an AI generalist, it doesn't matter if you can write code or if you can't. It just doesn't matter. That is the real power of this. And also, let me make this very, very clear. Becoming an AI generalist is a journey. And the toughest part of that is actually going from 0 to 1. Because people have no direction. And that is exactly why I partnered with Outskill, to be able to come and teach you guys here. And that is why this 2-day mastermind is built, so that you guys can get started with your 0 to 1 journey. And that is how this 2 days, that is why 16 hours of sessions are designed, so that all of you guys can go from 0 to 1. And that is why Funny asked you, do you commit for 16 hours? Not everybody can. Most of the people are going to give up, but the people who are going to come till the end are going to be true winners. All right, here's a promise from my end. Today, I showed you a rough roadmap. Tomorrow, I'm going to give you a detailed full roadmap for only people who stay till the end of tomorrow. I'm going to give you a fully detailed roadmap, step by step, what you should learn, what are the kind of things that you should do, so that you can get started with your journey of AI generalist after the 2-day program is over. The reason why I don't share the roadmap right away is because this will overwhelm you. You don't know enough things yet. First, we want you to teach enough things, and then we want to give you a roadmap so that you know what are the next steps. And by the way, we will not be emailing this roadmap. To get this roadmap, you have to be on the call live. We don't email anything. If you're not on the call, you will not get access to anything. With that being said, folks, we have come to the mid part of the session so far. Right after this, what we're going to do right after this is that I'm going to unlock the 13 different AI tools, and I'm going to teach you the AI toolkit as well. But because we promised you that if you stay till the middle, you will unlock a bonus, and we have come till the middle of the session 1. So Funny, I'll pass it on to you to unlock the bonus, and I'm going to take a quick 2-3 minute break as well. And once I come back, I'm going to show you actually 15 different AI tools and help you to build an incredible AI toolkit that will help you to level up with AI. Let me be back in a couple of minutes. Funny, why don't you share the gift, mid-stage gift, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Perfect. I absolutely love how this is going and the energy that all of you are showing at this point of time. So for all the people who are attending this session and this mastermind, after this mastermind, we have created a community where through which we share updates that are happening in the GenAI space with everybody who is completing this mastermind. So that is the bonus that all of you have unlocked. I'm going to be going ahead and sharing the link of this community on the chat right now. You can all go ahead and join this community right away. This is your first mid-session bonus. All that you have to do is, I've shared the link on the chat. You can go ahead and join the community. What's going to happen is every week, thrice, you will be receiving AI updates from us. Now, as soon as you join the community, make sure you do step number 2, which is to turn on the notifications, so that whenever an update is put out on the channel, you will also get a notification and you can go through this update. These updates could be in the form of resources, or they could be in the form of videos as well that you would be getting access to. Now, I have
worked with the Emily team to give you 1 month of free trial. So Funny can share that towards the end with you. What it can do is, if this subscription, so that the application tracking system or the ATS of the company that I'm applying for a job selects my resume. That is what I say. And I'm just gonna say, here is the JD. Guys, I'm gonna share prompts, all these prompts with you. And what I'm gonna do here is, I'm gonna just copy this job role, right? Because ChatGPT already has my resume. I just copy the job description right here. And here it comes. The whole job description has been pasted. And I just said, rewrite my resume for the job. Folks, look at that. Drop in a heart if you think this is crazy. The whole resume is being rewritten for the specific job role that I'm applying. Insane, right? All I need to give right now is job descriptions, and it will keep rewriting the resume for that specific job description. Now, let's say you use this resume to apply for the job. And let's say you have an interview next week, or let's say you have your interview on October 15th. Okay. You have your interview on October 15th. So what would you do? You have to prepare for that interview. But you know what? You got AI to rewrite your whole resume. So you actually don't know if AI has made stuff up. So I want to prepare for my resume. So, and I want this career counselor to help me. So what I'm going to say is, hey, thank you for giving me the job description. I've been selected for the interview. But you know what? You literally rewrote my whole resume. So can you give me a table with all the skills that the job description needed, but my resume didn't have, and list them all? Also give a priority score for each of the skill set on how important they are from a scale of 1 to 10, and give the whole output in a table. And in fact, for every skill set that I need to level up before my interview that I have in a few weeks, I also want you to tell me explicitly how I could level up or how I can upskill for those specific skill sets as well. Give me the whole output in form of a table so that I'm well prepared before the interview and there are no gaps. Guys, did you just realize what I did? I just made AI my career counselor and I said, compare the job description, compare my resume, and tell me the kind of things that I need to learn before the interview. And here comes developer marketing, gap in resume, how to level up before the interview, developer content, API and developer tools familiarity, developer sentiment and feedback loops. These are all the things that are missing in my resume. Okay, this is the gap in my resume and how I can level up before the interview. How crazy is this? This is like we have a career counselor right with us all the freaking time. Now, let me take this to the next level. Let me take this to the next level right now. What we're going to do is, let's say you're prepared everywhere. You have done all the preparation. Now you want someone to do an interview for you and you don't know who can interview you, like a mock interview, so that you're better prepared. You don't want to lose your chances with OpenAI, do you? What do you do? How do you go about it? Well, I could simply click on this voice mode right now and make AI my interviewer. Let me show you how I go about it. I click on this voice mode, which is right here. Hey, act like my interviewer. You know the job description, you know my resume. I want you to act like a very, very difficult interviewer of OpenAI who is interviewing me for this specific role and ask me really, really difficult questions so that I'm better prepared for the interview. Also ask me questions one at a time, and towards the end, give me a report on how I can do better. Let's go.
Absolutely. Let's dive in. I'll be the tough OpenAI interviewer and you can be you. All right, let's get started with a challenging one. Vaibhav, let's say we're launching a brand new OpenAI API feature next month aimed specifically at developers who are skeptical of AI tools. How would you approach building a marketing campaign that not only educates them, but also wins their trust and gets them to adopt it? And feel free to go into detail.
I think one great idea that I can do for a new API that you will launch would be actually doing a hackathon where I could give away like a $10,000 gift prize for someone who builds the best product using the API. That would automatically attract a lot of developers to build a lot of products and build a lot of proof of work for the API as well on the internet, which automatically drives adoption using network effects as well. And of course, right, we give away $10,000 to the winner. So that excites a lot of people to participate globally as well. Something like this I've done back at Uber, and I think it works great.
All right. That's a solid start. Let's push a bit further. Follow-up question 2. Hackathon's a good idea, but let's say this.
Guys, did you just see what I did? If you think that was insane, drop a heart in the chat. I mean, drop a heart in the reactions. We just got AI to read our resume, rewrite our whole resume for a specific job description that we got, become our career counselor, and tell us where all the gaps exist in our profile. And not just that, we got AI to do our mock interview as well. We did all of this end to end. And you know what? You can do all of this with basic ChatGPT. And the best part, this is completely free to do. That is the real power of using AI the right way. Awesome. Guys, have a quick check right now that I wanted to do. From a scale of 1 to 10, how is the session going on for you guys? From a scale of 1 to 10.